friends, I am so glad that you are here with us today so that we can learn more about God's story and we can say good morning to God. This morning, while we are saying good morning to God, let's do it in a super fun way. What could we do? I know last time we did jumping jacks, which you saw that I did jumping jacks, which is really kind of hard, but I did it. This time I want you to jump and touch your toes, like jump up in the air and touch your toes. We'll see if Miss Leanna can do it as well. Okay? So on the count of 3, we are going to say good morning to God by jumping and touching our toes. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Way to go, guys! That was so fantastic. We are going to sing a song with Mr. Bruce today, and then we're going to come back and read our scripture. Our scripture, I'm going to go ahead and give you the page number so you know, so you can be looking for it. Our scripture is on page 314. That is 314. While we're singing with Mr. Bruce, you can be looking for that page number. All right, take it away, Mr. Bruce.
Hey everyone, got a special song for you today called Keep Your Lamps Trimmed and Burning. It's the same music over and over. Those of you who have been in choir with me should remember this song. Let's sing through it a couple times. 2, ready? Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. Keep your lamps trimmed and burning. The time is drawing nigh. The time is drawing nigh.
Welcome back. Now, last week I said, take it away, Mr. Bruce, and we had someone different. Do you know who that was? That was my mom. Her name is Phyllis. Gregory and Lindley call her Oma. Some people, Lindley's here, hi. Some people call her Miss Phyllis. Some people call her Miss O'Keefe. But my mommy is kind of like Mr. Bruce or Mr. Tim, the cantor. She has worked in a church and she's a church musician. So when I said to her, Mr. Bruce doesn't have power, how are we going to, what song should I use? These are the songs we have. How are we going to make this work? She said, I've got one ready for you. So she helped me. Today we are going to be reading page 314. It is called The 10 Bridesmaids. What's a bridesmaid? Well, we think of bridesmaids as people who are in a wedding. So there's the bride who is getting married, and then the people who stand beside her, usually in the same color dress. But in the Bible, it's a little bit different. Let's read our scripture, and we are going to find out more about the 10 bridesmaids. 10 bridesmaids. Jesus told a story about getting ready. 10 bridesmaids ran down the road holding their lamps to light the way. The groom is coming, they shouted excitedly. But the groom was late, and they had to wait. We're so tired, said the bridesmaids. 10 bridesmaids closed their eyes. Later, there was a shout. He's here! 5 bridesmaids jumped up and poured oil in their lamps to keep them burning. But the other 5 bridesmaids forgot to bring extra oil for their lamps. "Give us some of your oil," they told the first 5 bridesmaids. "Sorry, there's not enough for everyone," they replied. 5 happy bridesmaids ran down the road to the wedding, leaving 5 sad bridesmaids who couldn't go. Jesus said, "I'm coming to meet you again. Be ready for me to come, whenever it may be." Now, what does that all mean? It's kind of confusing. They're saying, okay, well, these people are waiting. There's 10 of them waiting, and they're supposed to be ready. When the groom comes, they are supposed to be ready. Now, let me explain this back in Bible time. So back in Bible time, when people were engaged, they promised to get married. That was not something that it is today, okay? But in the Bible time, when people were engaged, they already knew. They had already made a promise to each other. And the bride had to just wait for when the groom came, knocked on the door and said, "Today's the day we're getting married." So the bride had to always be ready. They needed oil in their lamps so they could be ready. They needed to have their best dress. They needed to be ready for when the groom came and knocked open the door and said, "I'm here. Today's the day." Now, Jesus is kind of saying the same thing to us. We need to be prepared and ready the day he knocks on our door and says, "I'm here." Now, we're not going to really get married, and there's not going to be cake and dancing and all of those things. But right now, we are promising to wait and to be ready. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I will see you soon so that we can make some connections. Bye, friends.